At some point in your freelancing career, there is this terrifying moment where you realize this is like just not me teaching, this is not me just giving some classes, and it's an actual business. And then after that, there's panic and just floating, and you're not sure what to do. And then you start thinking to yourself, well, do I need an invoice? What even is onboarding and how's that process? Am I supposed to have a contract for my clients, or can we just skip that whole deal? And where do I even get a contract? If that's you, don't panic. I've been there, and I promise it's way easier than you think.
Hey there, it's Kelly, and if you're here for miracle fixes, shiny classroom hacks, or whatever today's buzzword is trending, yeah, not gonna happen. What you will get is real talk about English teaching, teacher training, and the chaos we actually deal with in ELT. So let's get into it.
Hey there. So I think that this kind of moment of realization usually comes when something goes wrong. Because everything's going right, you don't really think, oh gosh, I maybe need to change something. It's usually when something goes wrong, like a late payment, you're chasing after someone, no show, or a constant no show, or the client who's had like 20 classes and then you realize, hang on, this person hasn't paid me yet. And for me, it was a combination of chasing people for money and then trying to remember what I told to. And then like where did I put their little profile, because I was writing it down somewhere. This is like 13 plus years ago. And every week was starting from scratch with like admin, and I hated it. First of all, I hate admin work. That's number one. And that's when I realized, I was like, well, I just can't really wing it anymore. I think I need to have a system. Begrudgingly, I tried to kill the panic. So this really, it does feel overwhelming. The reason that so many teachers kind of freeze here, it's because they think, oh my God, there's a system. It's going to be like corporate. No, CRMs, legal terms, spreadsheets. It's like airplane cockpits to some teachers. Like, what is this? I don't even know what to do here. And in reality, you just need, if you're starting out and you need to kind of organize yourself a little bit, my recommendation is that you need three simple things. One, a way to ask for your money. Two, a way to set expectations. And three, a way to say welcome to new clients without repeating yourself 50 times. So let's start with money. Step one, get an invoice template. This is very simple start, right? So when I started, my invoicing system was a Google Doc. That's it, just a name, contact info, bank details, and there's a little table with hours and rates. And I saved it as a PDF, sent it via email. I mean, I'm talking, I was teaching uh I don't even want to say it. Okay, well, I'm just going to allude to it. There was there was a online teaching platform that, even it's the predecessor of Zoom and Meet and all that good stuff, and that's what I was on. So it rhymes with hype. Anyways, yeah, so I would just send it via email because I always had my students' email address. WhatsApp wasn't super popular at the time. It was mostly just emailing back and forth. Was it pretty? No, not really. Was it professional enough to get paid on time? Yeah. So the big lesson here is that you don't have to wait until you found like a perfect app or something to download. And listen, just start. Once you're comfortable, you can move into the invoicing tools, and you can track the payments and da 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 da. You can do all that stuff. But to start, if you've got like a Google Doc or a Google spreadsheet and that just works for you because you can, it's visual enough that it has all of the information that it needs, then that's fine. That's fine. Sometimes people overcomplicate things, and I am not that person. I'm just so simple. Like, let's just do the simplest version of it first to see what we actually need. Because there's nothing worse than paying for like a really fancy system that has all the bells and whistles, and then you're paying for something you're like, I don't actually need any of this. And then to cancel it, it's a hassle. And just go simple, and then you realize what you actually need to have. Step two, step number two, people, get a little mini contract. So my contract is, if you want to call it a contract, it is a one pager. It covers my cancellation policy, my rescheduling rules, and what happens if you ghost me. There's no legal jargon. Like, it's not written by a lawyer. It's plain English. I have it in Portuguese too. There's no excuse for misunderstanding. Is it bulletproof in court? Absolutely not. But I didn't need it to be bulletproof for court because these were the expectations. And honestly, 99% of my clients adhered to it, and I never had people disappearing on me. I never had people crossing boundaries with me, and I never had people bailing on payments. So it was just like, it worked. So you don't have to hire a lawyer and do the whole thing. Is that more protection? Sure. If you don't have the money to do it, then don't do it. Just get something to, like, here are the expectations for the class. This is what I'm going to provide you. This is what you're going to do. Here's the cancellation policy. Here's when you can reschedule. Here's what happens if you don't pay me or if you ghost me, whatever. This is what's going to happen. And it's very clear. That's it. Do you agree? Okay, yeah, cool. Everything's fine. Great. And then it's just like a gentleman's handshake. Like, that's all it is. It's just like a nice thing that we understand each other. These are private classes. If something's not going the way that either one of us were adult enough to have that conversation, say, hey, this isn't going to work out. And that's all right. I've fired clients before. I have no problem firing clients. Hey, I'm so sorry. This is not going to work out. Don't have the consistency that I need. I'm so sorry. You haven't paid me. I have a threshold of the amount of money that I refuse to continue to teach if I don't receive. It's in there. Like, because if you're ghosting me on payments, like ghosting you on classes or on payments, if you're ghosting me on payments, like, here's the maximum that I will teach you without receiving a payment. If you hit that max, I'm not going to teach you anymore. What, I'm going to be working for free? You're like, sorry, that's not how it works. And honestly, it's worked. After that, after using it and troubleshooting it and saying, okay, here's my little mini contract, and you want to make it more official because you're opening a business and you're doing the whole thing, you're getting a tax ID number, you're doing all that good stuff, and you need to have one that's more legal, fine, then go hire a lawyer. Not a problem. Onboarding. I started with onboarding emails. Now I do onboarding via WhatsApp and sometimes like in person, but you can do it via an email too. So this one saved me hours. I wrote a onboarding email template. Everybody got it. And it said something like this. Here's what you can expect in our sessions. Here's when I'm available to you. Here's how you pay me. And here's where your lesson materials and notes are going to live. That's it. Now, I've found that I prefer to do that as tutorials during the first sessions, but they still get the details written out to them. I don't forget to do this with anybody because I have to set up their little, where their materials are housed on the platform that I use. And I don't really forget to do any of this because it's all right there. And I've been doing it for so many years now that it's just automatic. Here's where this is. I send you this information. Here's the payment information. There you go. I don't teach on Sundays. Don't send me a message. You can send me a message. I'm not going to respond until Monday. And let me tell you, I'm up at 4:30 every morning to go to the gym. So if I'm up at 4:30 and I see your message and I'm on the treadmill at 5 o'clock and I got some time on my hands because my music isn't the playlist that's like motivating me, I will respond to you. So I'm not going to do anything on Sunday, but you might get something really early on Monday, which might be irritating for you. So, send it to me within normal business hours and I'll send it to you back within normal business hours. Every client has the same information and that's it. So like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, I don't know where to find it. Like, you can do it during class, 5 minutes, setting it up. Here's where to find this. Do you have any questions about that? I check in on them just to make sure the whole time. It's fine. here's what the ripple effect is of kind of getting a system, even if it's the simplest system in the world. I did all of this, like the first versions of everything that I do, like free sources and like me creating things. Um, so after, I don't know, I'll say like the first semester of having these things in place, I noticed that clients were paying on time. I set a day. I get paid by the 10th every month from everyone. That's it. On the 10th. If you don't pay me by the 10th, I'm going to say, "Hey, did you forget?" Like that's it. It's like the 10th. It makes it easier for people. They set up the automatic payment. It's just like so much easier. Like by the 10th. So I got paid faster. I didn't have to like chase people or keep spreadsheets of like who's not doing it. Um, Clients actually pushed fewer boundaries because here's the thing. When you act like a business, people treat you like one. So when you're confident in your system, like this is how it works, you're automatically starting to show up more professional, and it makes people kind of trust you a little bit more. So I didn't have people say, "Oh, but then can we do this? Can we do that?" The first time people cancel and they reschedule, because I have a policy, you can reschedule your class. It's not a big deal for me, but you can't reschedule. Like that doesn't work for me. We can't just keep like pushing classes over again. Like you can reschedule it once, and after that, if you lose it, you lose. Like if you don't show up, you lose it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get paid for it though, because I had to prepare the class. I was ready to go. Anyways, but the first time people do that, they'll send me a message, be like, "Hey, sorry, and I know the policy that I can't reschedule this, so it's fine. I'll see you next week." I don't even have to explain the policy to them because it's like so clear in the little contract thing that I've got for them. So there you go. Where teachers usually get stuck with this, most teachers, they get stuck here because they want like the perfect template, the perfect software, they want the perfect little system, and then they don't start. And it's like, start ugly. Start ugly in everything in ELT, but especially when you're trying to make things like a little bit more professional, a little bit more organized. You got to start ugly. You got to use the free template. You got to make do with it. But honestly, there's so many tools nowadays that nothing is ugly. I mean, it was ugly when I started, like ugly. But like now you can use Canva, you've got Google Docs, you got all sorts of things. Use the one pagers. Don't make it super long and complicated. What are the things that are your pet peeves? And then build those into classroom behaviors or client behaviors that you want in your contract. That's it. Copy, paste, onboarding emails, onboarding messages. Here you go. There you go. That's it. You can always improve it later. You can always send it out at the beginning of the year, the beginning of the semester. "Hey, we're starting a new semester. Hey, just a reminder." That's fine. So practical next steps, what you can do. Here's your to-do list this week if you haven't done it yet. Create the one-page invoice. Google Docs, spreadsheets, Canva, wherever you want to make it. Create your invoice. Throw a little logo on there. Don't have a logo? Fine. Put your name. Not a big deal. Write a one-page in plain English or whatever language that's going to be easiest. Contract, key policies. Just one page. Doesn't have to be legal. Don't need a lawyer. Just put it down. These are the practices. These are the rules of how this interaction is going to work. And then draft a short onboarding email or message that you can reuse with every client. If you do these 3 things this week, you'll feel 10 times more confident walking into the next client that you got showing up to your door. Like it's there. Here's what you're going to receive. Here's this, here's that. Here you go. This is how we're going to start. These systems aren't about making your business complicated. Let's just simplify things. It's about making it easier for you to get paid, protect your time, and focus on teaching instead of chasing after admin. If there's one thing I hate, it's admin work. I hate it. I outsource it now. So, hey, you might get to the point where you can do that. If you want any of my templates or anything like that, you can send me an email, you can message me or whatever. But honestly, I've got like horror stories about what mine looked like. They were so ugly. I didn't like it, but you know where to find me. So if you need help setting things up, you don't know what to include because you're just starting out, you know where to find me. Send me an email. Keep it simple, but you got to start today. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to function. You can adjust it later.
That's it for today. If you want more, I've got binge-worthy playlists right here on the channel. You can also grab some resources at kellypenningtonelt.com, Instagram at kellypenningtonelt, and yes, even LinkedIn, where I do my best impression of being professional. Links below. See you in the next one.